My dear friends, let me ask you something simple. How many times have you held a clove of garlic in your kitchen, placed it on the board, and thought of it only as seasoning to flavor a pot of soup or a pan of greens? Yet the moment the knife touches down, a hidden door inside that clove begins to open. This is not just a metaphor, it is a truth proven by decades of research from Professor Eric Bloch, one of the world's leading scientists on garlic and sulfur compounds. He discovered that garlic's most powerful compound, allicin, does not exist in the clove until it is cut, crushed, or smashed. At that instant, two components within the clove meet, react, and release the sharp aroma that fills the air. And with it, the real healing power is born. But here lies the paradox. If we rush, if we throw garlic straight into a pan of hot oil or a boiling pot, the door that just opened quickly slams shut. Allicin disappears under high heat, leaving only bitterness on the tongue. That is why many believe they are eating garlic for health, when in fact they are only tasting flavor while the medicine has long vanished. Think of it like holding a precious remedy in your hands without knowing how to prepare it. Instead of healing, it can spoil the dish or upset the stomach. I once met a 72-year-old man who lived this reality. He often felt bloated and tired after dinners rich in garlic. But when he learned to change just one small detail, everything quietly shifted. His sleep grew deeper, his meals lighter, and within a few weeks his blood pressure readings became more stable. What was that detail? Was it the first cut of the knife, the few minutes of rest after chopping, or the gentle flame while cooking? I will not reveal it just yet, because it is the journey of discovery, step by step, that allows us to see the full value of a humble clove. So before we move into part 2, share your age and the country where you live. I would love to see how many corners of the world these everyday cloves are waiting on kitchen tables, ready to be awakened in the right way and become a natural remedy for strength and longevity. Garlic is unlike most foods because its strength is not locked inside the clove from the start. It must be created. Hidden within each piece are two quiet partners. One is a compound that waits in silence. The other is an enzyme that stays dormant until the clove is broken. When the knife slices or the mortar crushes, the two finally meet. In that instant, a chemical spark forms allicin, the sulfur-based molecule responsible for garlic's sharp scent and most of its protective benefits for the heart, circulation, and immune system. But here is the part few people realize. This spark needs time. If you chop garlic and rush it straight into a hot pan, the enzymes do not have a chance to complete their work. Heat deactivates them almost immediately, leaving behind flavor but stripping away much of the healing power. That is why garlic should be given a short pause, a moment to breathe. 10 minutes of rest after chopping or crushing is enough to let the reaction unfold fully. During that quiet time, the clove transforms from simple seasoning into natural medicine. Think of it as letting garlic catch its breath before it steps into the body. Without the pause, it arrives unprepared. With the pause, it carries its full strength. For older adults, this is not a small detail. It is the line between garlic acting as a gentle ally for blood pressure and immunity, or garlic being reduced to nothing more than taste. How do you practice this in daily life? Begin your recipe by preparing the garlic first. Crush, slice, or chop it, then set it aside while you wash vegetables or prepare other ingredients. By the time you return, the clove has finished its quiet conversation within itself and is ready to give you its best. If you enjoy raw garlic but find the flavor too strong, mix it with yogurt, lemon juice, or herbs. The acidity and creaminess soften the taste while preserving the allicin. If your stomach is sensitive, let garlic rest and then add it toward the end of cooking at gentle heat, balancing comfort with potency. Garlic does not ask for much, only patience. A few minutes of waiting is the bridge between ordinary food and extraordinary benefit. And now I would like to invite you to take part in this journey with me. Tell me your age and the country you live in. Let us see together how many different places in the world are breathing with garlic at the same time, turning this humble clove into a shared rhythm of health and longevity. Fire is both friend and enemy to garlic. Too little heat and the clove stays raw, sharp, and sometimes harsh on the stomach. Too much heat and what was once medicine quickly turns into bitterness. The secret lies in the middle ground, where garlic softens enough to be kind, yet still carries the strength of its compound. Many cooks make the same mistake. They toss garlic into hot oil at the very beginning of a dish, letting it fry for long minutes while the food simmers. By the time the meal reaches the table, the kitchen smells rich, but the healing part of garlic is gone, replaced by a brown taste that lingers unpleasant. Scientists like Professor Eric Bloch have shown that allicin, the compound responsible for garlic's protective powers, is delicate and breaks down fast in high heat. Once destroyed, no amount of garlic in the dish can bring those benefits back. So what should you do? Learn the rhythm of the gentle flame. When cooking soups, add garlic in the last few minutes, just before turning off the stove. In stir fries, let the vegetables or meat cook first, then stir in the garlic at the end, allowing only a brief sizzle to release aroma. When roasting, coat garlic with oil and add it near the final stage, giving it enough time to sweeten but not to burn. There are small tricks to avoid the bitter edge. Keep the pan warm but not scorching. If you see garlic darkening too quickly, add a spoon of water or broth to calm the fire. Golden and fragrant means life. Dark brown means loss. For older adults with sensitive digestion, this balance is even more important. Garlic lightly cooked brings comfort, while garlic burnt by strong flames often causes irritation. Think of cooking garlic like tending a candle. Too strong a blaze and the flame devours itself. Too weak and it never lights the room. But steady and patient, it shines just enough to bring warmth and meaning. Tomorrow, when you stand before your stove, listen to the garlic, watch its color, let the fragrance rise softly, and remember that its power is not hidden in force, but in the care of a gentle flame. In every market and every kitchen, garlic stands at a crossroads. On one side is the whole bulb, wrapped in its thin papery skin, firm and heavy in the hand, able to wait quietly for weeks in a cool, dry place. On the other side is the ready-to-use garlic, peeled and sealed in tubs or plastic bags, promising speed, but often carrying less life inside. At first glance, the choice seems simple, but the difference between the two reaches deeper than taste. The outer skin of garlic is not just wrapping, it is armor. It protects the clove from air, moisture, and microbes. When that armor is stripped away too early, garlic begins to lose its sharp vitality. The compounds that support heart health and immunity start to fade, the flavor dulls, and the clove becomes more vulnerable to spoilage. What looks like a shortcut can quietly rob the clove of the very power you hope to receive. Whole bulbs stored properly are patient companions. Place them in a mesh bag, a paper sack, or an open basket in a dark, ventilated pantry, and they will stay firm for 6 to 8 weeks. Peeled cloves, however, live a shorter life. Once exposed, they should be used within a week if kept cold in glass containers. Minced or chopped garlic is even more fleeting, best used within a day or two. Some choose to keep chopped garlic in oil, but this path is safe only when stored in the refrigerator and consumed quickly, because in darkness without air, harmful bacteria can grow unseen. The difference is also in the meal itself. Fresh garlic bursts with fragrance, filling the room with the sharp signal that allicin has been awakened. Pre-peeled garlic often tastes flat, sometimes sour, a sign that its spirit has already slipped away. For older adults, whose health relies on every small advantage, that loss is not trivial. So the lesson is simple. Choose garlic that feels alive, firm, wrapped tight in its natural skin. Peel only when you are ready. Treat it with the respect you would give any medicine from the earth. Convenience may save seconds, but freshness preserves both flavor and strength. Tomorrow, when you pick up a bulb, remember that in your hand is not just seasoning, it is a small storehouse of vitality waiting for the right moment to serve you. In stories, it is easy to call garlic a miracle, but in real life, the truth is more delicate. A clove is not only food, it is also a companion that interacts quietly with the medicines many older adults take each day. Its natural power to thin the blood, lower pressure, and steady sugar is a blessing for some, but a risk when it doubles the effect of prescribed drugs. That is why garlic must be seen not as harmless seasoning, but as a partner that deserves respect. Imagine the man who takes aspirin each morning to protect his heart. If he also eats large amounts of garlic or adds a supplement, even a small cut from the garden can bleed longer than expected. Think of the woman managing high blood pressure with medication. A heavy dose of garlic can drop her pressure too low, leaving her lightheaded and weak. And for those with diabetes, garlic's ability to improve insulin sensitivity is useful. But when combined with pills, it can tip blood sugar into dangerous lows. These are not reasons to fear garlic, but reminders that power requires balance. There is also the matter of the stomach. For those with ulcers, gastritis, or irritable bowels, raw garlic on an empty stomach can sting like fire. The same compounds that fight bacteria can also inflame delicate tissue when no food shields it. Light cooking, mixing with yogurt, or pairing with mild foods turns garlic into a friend again, delivering benefits without pain. So the rules are 3. Watch the dose, let garlic be a note of flavor, not the whole meal. Watch the timing, do not increase intake suddenly before medical tests or procedures. And watch your body. If you notice unusual bruises, dizziness, or sharp stomach pain, it is a signal to step back and consult your doctor. Garlic is not the enemy, and it is not a cure-all. It is a strong ally when placed wisely within the pattern of your day. For those past 60, wisdom means harmony, not extremes. The clove that brings health is the one used with awareness, balancing food, lifestyle, and medicine into a rhythm that protects rather than disturbs. Health advice often feels heavy, full of rules and warnings, but the truth is that lasting habits are carried not by fear, but by pleasure. When garlic tastes good, it stays in your life. When it becomes harsh or overwhelming, it quietly disappears from your plate, and with it many of its gifts. That is why flavor must be seen not as decoration, but as the compass that guides garlic's place in your routine. There are countless ways to let garlic sing without shouting. Rest a crushed clove for 10 minutes, then whisk it into olive oil, lemon juice, and fresh parsley to pour over steamed vegetables. Roast a bulb gently until the cloves turn soft and golden, then mash them into thick yogurt with cucumber for a soothing dip. Salt mushrooms and greens, adding garlic only at the end, finishing with a sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds. Or mix finely chopped garlic with walnuts and herbs, scattering it over a warm bowl of soup just before serving. Each of these combinations softens the edge of garlic while preserving the strength of its compounds, making it friendly to both palate and stomach. For older adults, this balance is precious. A meal that pleases the tongue often sits more gently in the body, calming digestion instead of disturbing it. Flavorful meals are also easier to share, and sharing food keeps not only the body healthy but the spirit alive. Garlic used in harmony with herbs, dairy, nuts, or grains becomes less a challenge and more a joy, a note in the symphony of the meal rather than a harsh solo. The measure of success is not how much garlic you consume, but how you feel afterwards. If the meal leaves you satisfied, light, and steady, the garlic has done its work. If it leaves discomfort or regret, then the balance has been lost. So let flavor guide you. When garlic is woven into dishes you truly enjoy, it will return to your table again and again, quietly delivering its protection without demand. We have walked together through the secrets of garlic, from the first cut of the knife to the gentle flame, from the patience of waiting to the balance of flavor. Each step has shown that garlic carries power, but now it is time to reveal the final truth. The true key to health is not locked inside the clove itself. It lies in the rhythm of your life, in the small habits that surround the moment you bring garlic to the table. Think of a morning ritual: a glass of warm water, 5 minutes of slow breathing, a calm preparation of food where garlic is chopped and left to rest before joining the pan. The clove is ready, but it is the quiet around it that allows its medicine to work. Or think of the evening, when the meal is light, a walk follows, and sleep arrives gently. In that setting, garlic does not fight alone. It becomes part of a larger circle that supports the heart, calms the blood, and steadies the mind. This is what science and experience both remind us. A study may prove that allicin lowers blood pressure, but the result lasts only when daily life supports it with rest, movement, and balance. A clove can spark change, but the flame is kept alive by consistency. Older adults know this truth better than anyone. Because the years teach that strength does not come from sudden miracles, but from steady patterns lived day after day. So the message at the end of this journey is simple. Do not chase garlic as if it were magic. Do not fear it as if it were danger. Use it with awareness, with patience, and with joy. Make it part of your rhythm rather than a burden. Try 14 days of practice, adjusting one detail each morning. One day the way you chop, another the way you wait, another the way you cook with a gentler fire. Watch your body. Notice if you feel lighter, calmer, more awake. If you do, you will understand the truth. Garlic was never the secret itself. It was only the doorway to remind you that health after 60 comes from the harmony of small acts repeated with care. The clove is humble, but the life you build around it is vast. That is the real medicine, and it is already in your hand.